It's been called the biggest music concert in the world ever and has really unleashed India's concert economy. Many live events in India had often been an underwhelming experience for Indian fans, but not the Coldplay concert at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. In fact, Prime Minister Modi himself spoke about the success of the concert, asking for event organizers to work towards making India the concert capital of the world. Is that really possible? What are the challenges in the execution of concerts in India? Remember, this is a time when India is really a hotspot globally because China and Russia, which used to be big markets for international live events, are in recession for different reasons. Russia because of the war, China because their economy is in doldrums, and therefore India is really waiting to dance on the international concert stage. Joining me now at this time, live and exclusive, a very special guest, founder, Chief Executive Officer of BookMyShow.in, Ashish Hemrajani. And for our viewers, Ashish and his team dealt with a lot of flack in the build-up to the Coldplay concert. All kinds of charges about scalping, black marketing, hoarding leveled against them. But Coldplay and Ashish and his team came to the party in Ahmedabad, and he's joining us now on this broadcast. Ashish, welcome. Are you in seventh heaven? The Prime Minister is talking about your concert, and so are fans all across the country.
Thank you for firstly having me on the show. Well, I don't think there's enough time to soak it in and enjoy anything. We've got Ed Sheeran tour starting right away, and we're all busy with that. But our efforts with what we did with Coldplay as Book My Show, who produced and promoted the show along with our partners at Live Nation, I think speaks volumes of the maturity in the Indian fan base, and the fans really came out. We're one of the youngest demographics in the world under the age of 35, with a discerning income base and growing middle class, with the economy firing, and with platforms which are music platforms and other platforms which exist in India, unlike China, where they're all blocked out, with a large English-speaking population. I think if you put all of these together, it creates an environment for a massive, economy of experience. And then to put on an event of this scale and size requires a lot of moving parts, which require the state administration, the center, the police, the fire. I think with the Prime Minister's vision and a statement today of making this a reality, flowed and trickled down in both states where we did the concert. One was in Maharashtra, in Navi Mumbai, and the other was in Ahmedabad. And we were fully supported by the stadium authorities, the police, the law enforcement, traffic, excise, to pull something. It's a partnership. There's no way this is otherwise possible. The Indian Railways came to the party. I think, the metro lines and adding extra trains from Bombay and Bangalore, and the local train which we added for the Navi Mumbai concert just added that much more ease to the roads, because we could transport about 4,000 people per train, which were special trains that were run. So, all of this is not just about one person or one thing or just Book My Show, but it was a lot of people coming together to make this happen, for whom we are extremely thankful and grateful.
Ashish, India is clearly having a bit of a moment with all these international acts coming to India, and the biggest question is, what is required to sustain the momentum? What is required for India to become the international concert capital? I mean, there's a lot of consumer base that wants these concerts, whether they're in Punjabi, Hindi or English, but there are also a lot of challenges in execution. And often, and I've been to several concerts internationally and in India, the Indian concerts are typically underwhelming. The experience just doesn't ordinarily come together. What do you think needs to be done at this moment to ensure that India can capitalize on the momentum after this very successful series of Coldplay concerts?
So let me tell you what's right. So let's start with some positivity. I think what's right is that there is a very mature young fan base which understands their music and understands it well, whether it's international artists or whether it's festivals where you have multiple artists like what we do with Lollapalooza, or there's international touring artists. So there is a maturity with fans who know exactly what they want and what they're willing to pay for. I think where there are things that are wanting is where you charge a very high price, but then don't give the kind of ingress, the egress, the safety, health and safety standards, security, food and beverage, merchandise, transportation and travel to that place. Now, where I think we have challenges where we can do better as an economy is, I think, the infrastructure build on venues, which are indoor venues and outdoor venues. This is the first time, thanks to BCCI and people like Mr. Jay Shah, who stood up and, allowed us to use an active cricket ground where we promised that we would take care of the turf and cover the pitch, and there would be a game after that. The same that happened with D.Y. Patil, with Mr. Vijay Patil. And I think they had the faith in us to say that you can use this active ground, because otherwise there are no stadiums that are available in India. How do you do an event of this scale and size? But you need more airports, which are being built. You need more airlines. You need more hotels. I think that is an area where we need to focus a little more on having more inventory. Opening up rules and regulations for having more Airbnb and Booking.com, and opening up homes and apartments and places where people can book more places to stay. So it's things like these, the roads leading up to a venue, partners and vendors who scale up to give you scaffolding systems, sound, light, decking systems, safety barricading. I think it needs to come together as an industry for this to be successful and repeatable again and again, because the fans are ready, the exposure is there, but I think the rest of the stuff needs to catch up.